Welcome back to ROC Movie Reviews.
Yeah.
In our last episode, we finally talked about Rogue One, the first Star Wars spinoff. And today, as we said at the end of that video,
We are going to be talking about another Star Wars film.
yep, not as
Here, take the honors.
I will not as heavily positively received as Rogue One. This is Solo.
Let me give you some advice. Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
I got a really good feeling about this.
Since when do you know how to fly?
190 years old? You look great.
Push it!
So glad we took this job!
And this was following the divisiveness of The Last Jedi. We've already
Yeah.
reviewed that. If you want to go watch our review of that, it's in our playlist of Rock Movie Reviews. Anyways, this film came out, I would say, 5 months after The Last Jedi?
Yeah, because
Roughly?
it's the only modern Star Wars movie that hasn't had a December date.
Yep.
All the other Star Wars movies, which had a May date.
Yeah, I believe Solo came out on May 29th, correct?
I think, I don't know.
May 29th, May 24th? I can't remember, honestly. I don't think IMDb says the actual release date.
Really?
I don't remember. No.
I think they should.
Like initial release date, you mean?
Let's see here.
Maybe. Oh, wait, maybe at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Keep going. Right there.
What?
May 25th. Whoops!
What the heck?
That thing. You've got a
I love
love-hate
this right here.
relationship with that thing. Yeah, May 25th, so I was off by a day.
Yeah.
It was actually May 25th. That was right around, if I remember correctly, that was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like you said, this is the first Star Wars movie in the last several years to not have a December release date. Could it have benefited from having it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm actually asking you. I don't know. But I saw this in the movie. I saw this in the theaters with my aunt. I only saw it once. It was almost an entire empty theater because nobody was really wanting to see
Wow.
this movie. Yeah. And my overall opinion of this movie hasn't really changed since I saw it. I think I've only seen it once, maybe twice. I think I've seen it twice. I think this is a decent movie.
Yeah.
But I would say it's probably, I don't know, it's probably my least favorite of the new Star Wars films that have come out. Or my second least favorite. It's hard to say because...
I'd say probably my third least
Your
favorite.
third least favorite? I would say probably my second. Maybe my least favorite being The Last Jedi?
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe, I don't know, either Solo or The Last Jedi is my least favorite. But again, I still enjoy both movies, so it's hard. I'll have to rank those at some point and really think about it. But this film went through a lot of reshoots, went through a lot of production problems. It originally had Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who did the Lego movie, and 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Great movies.
All three fantastic
All
films.
three fantastic. And people were really excited when they heard that these guys were directing. Then it came out that Kathleen Kennedy had parted ways with them or whatever.
Mm.
They left the project over that creative differences,
Mhm.
quote unquote, thing that people often use in the industry when they're talking about it. I have a feeling there's more to it. But Chris and Phil left, and people were like, oh, and that's kind of where the problems continued.
Yeah.
Ron Howard was brought in as a director, and he actually did end up finishing the movie. I like Ron Howard as a director.
Yeah.
He's actually one of my favorites. I don't know if he was the best pick for this movie, but having seen the finished product, I think he did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah.
But again, he's done all sorts of other films, like more recently, Rush, excellent movie. In the Heart of the Sea, also really good. No one ever talks about that movie.
I saw it and didn't mind it.
Yeah, but people were normally pretty negative towards it. I was like, what?
Really?
Yeah, I love In the Heart of the Sea. I don't think it's necessarily better than Rush, but it's damn good. So he's done A Beautiful Mind. He's done Apollo 13.
Wow.
With Tom Hanks, right? He's done a lot of really good movies, and he's a very iconic filmmaker. And this was an interesting choice to have him direct a Star Wars film. And like I said, I think it paid off. But speaking of pay off, this movie I don't think made its budget back, did it?
I don't think.
No, I'm trying to remember. It's
And if it did, it was probably like very close.
Yeah, this still stands as the lowest opening Star Wars movie.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. This was kind of one of those red flags for Kathleen Kennedy and for just Lucasfilm in general. Oh, we can't just put out another movie and expect it to be super successful.
Yep.
I mean, Force Awakens made bank. Rogue One, I believe, made bank.
Yeah.
Solo didn't. Last Jedi did, but it took longer for it to really make its budget back.
I mean, I think Last Jedi only made less because a lot of people just didn't really like it a lot, honestly.
Yep.
And I mean, when you look at the numbers, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, they didn't make as much as A New Hope.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
That's it. Well, I mean, that makes sense. Normally, the first of a franchise normally will make more because it's maybe surprising or it's like, this is new. And then when sequels come out, it's like, oh, there's that idea of...
People who don't like the first one will most likely not see this one.
Yep. So then you lose that demographic or you lose that audience base and you're like, and then the sequels make less. So I guess that's just the natural progression of like if you make follow-ups to movies.
Yeah.
There's a couple of instances where the sequels to movies have actually done better than the original, and I can't think of a specific example. But
Harry Potter?
Thank you, Harry Potter. But I think that's not really... I think that's a rare example.
Yeah.
Because, the Harry Potter franchise... Mwah! And even Lord of the Rings, I don't think the Hobbit movies made as much as the Lord of the Rings did they?
I think they made around like the same amount.
Okay, so they made about the same amount of money, but not more. So they wouldn't necessarily be an example like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that makes sense. Do you want to go through a quick plot description, because we're getting off track a little bit, of Solo?
Yeah, it's basically the origin of Han Solo and how he became friends with Lando Calrissian, how he became friends with Chewie, how he got the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. How he got his signature gun.
Yep.
And for some reason, his signature dice? I don't know.
And for some reason, there's a reason why he has a last name.
Yeah.
Which...
I was like, did we need that?
Yeah.
I mean, I could have just gone with not knowing.
I mean, his parents just could have been Solos.
Yeah, I don't really... That wasn't really fleshed out.
Yeah.
So this is, like you said, this is the origins of Han Solo. Even at the beginning when this movie was announced, people weren't really in the mood or really interested in seeing an origin to one of the greatest characters in sci-fi history.
Yeah.
I probably was a little bit more than most people, but it was still like, no, we want an Obi-Wan spinoff or, origins, or a Boba Fett origins.
Or a Yoda spinoff, which we have the Mandalorian for that.
That's that's true. I mean, if you say so, I haven't watched it yet.
You know what would be cool?
What?
A Mace Windu origin.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Probably more interesting than the Solo origin story. Like, they probably would... I think audiences probably would have been pining more for a Mace Windu origin story. Windu.
Because, I mean, when it comes to prequels, he was one of the best characters there.
He was, yeah. And we'll talk about it in our Rise of Skywalker review, but they had him come back for Rise of Skywalker, too. And
Wait, Mace Windu?
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Lando Calrissian. I'm getting characters mixed up.
That would have been cool if he came back.
That would have been, yes. Yeah. Mace Windu is actually one of my favorite characters of the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
He was so cool. And if I remember correctly, did he die?
Yeah.
Oh, he did, that's right, yeah.
Sad.
But granted, it's Sam Jackson. Jackson, all of his characters are great, even when they're not perfect or, like, top tier. He is who he is.
I mean, Mace Windu could have been alive.
Yeah.
That would have been one of the best twists.
Yeah, I mean, they did plenty of twists in other Star Wars movies. That could have been one that they had added.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it had made sense. I feel like that would have really, instead of pissed off the audiences and the fans, I think it would have really rallied them together.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, oh well, I mean, too little, too late.
Yeah.
But still. So that's essentially the plot of this movie in a nutshell. We kind of got off track a little bit, but The cast of this movie, I would say, like Rogue One, has some fairly unknown actors, and it's got some really well-known actors.
Yep.
Alden Ehrenreich, who I actually saw as a supporting character in the Coen brothers film Hail Caesar. He had a great scene with Ralph Fiennes, where he couldn't pronounce something correctly.
Yeah.
And that's where I first took notice of him. This is I think, his first leading role and his only leading role in a movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't think he would be a good Solo, and strangely, when the movie came out, people were like, no, he's actually pretty good.
Yep.
And I would agree with that. I would say he is really solid as Solo. I think he's got a lot of charisma. He said the lines really well, and he did, I feel like, Han Solo.
Yeah.
So I would say he did a good job. And definitely one of the highlights of the movie. I hope he gets more gigs in the future, because besides Hail Caesar and Solo, I haven't seen him in anything else.
Yeah.
We know Joonas Suotamo plays Chewbacca. He took over for Peter Mayhew when Peter Mayhew died.
Yep.
Rest in peace. Woody Harrelson as Beckett. It's Woody Harrelson.
Oh, yeah.
He's great in everything.
Yeah.
Even when his character is not well written, he still makes the most of it. Great character, I think, if not good. Emilia Clarke as Kira. It's interesting. It's spelled Q-I''RA, not just Kira like K-E-I-R-A.
Yeah.
Whatever. As a love interest and as a female secondary lead in the movie, I mean, I like Emilia Clarke.
Yep.
I think she did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
And I think her chemistry with Alden was palatable, I guess I'll say. It was good. Donald Glover as a young Lando Calrissian, just like Ehrenreich's performance as Solo. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was so good. He felt like Lando. He looked like Lando. He sounded like him. And people were they were more excited for him to play Lando than Alden to play Solo.
Really?
I don't know if you remember. Yeah, people were excited about seeing a younger version of Lando. So perhaps a Lando origin story might have been the better way to go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because Lando's only been in technically 2 films now, but...
Well, actually 3.
3, I was excluding this film because he's younger, but... Yes, the character's been in 3 films, so I think an origin story of him might have gone a little longer way. So, anyways, who else? Thandie Newton as Val. Not in the movie very much.
No.
She's fine. Thandie Newton is Thandie Newton,
Yep.
but I don't think they gave her enough to do. She's offed pretty quickly in the movie, and I was just like, I thought she was going to be in all of the movie. There was a little bit of problem with the advertising in the movie. They made it seem like some characters were going to be around longer.
Yep.
And then a good portion of the characters actually are only in the first half, and then boom, they're gone.
Yeah.
So, Paul Bettany is Dryden Voss. He's kind of the main villain of this movie.
Yep.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I actually really liked him. He wasn't mind-blowingly good as a villain, but he looked the part, he sounded the part, and he had a really awesome, like, red laser sword weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yep.
And also the name Dryden Voss.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. Phoebe Waller-Bridge voiced L337. That was the droid. I guess they were going for another K2SO. She's fine.
Yeah.
She didn't really work for me, and besides her becoming a part of the Millennium Falcon, I was like, why are you in this?
Yeah.
It was fine. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is now known for Fleabag and for being one of the writers on the new upcoming No Time to Die.
Yeah.
So she's getting more recognition, and that's great, but this was back when she was more of a relatively unknown.
Yeah.
Voice work, she did a good job. I don't know if the CGI on L337 was as good as K2SO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay.
It was okay. It looked the part, but I like K2SO's character more.
Yeah.
Much more. Jon Favreau voiced that alien character of Rio Durant. Again, just like Thandie Newton's character, he got killed very quickly.
Yeah.
And it was like, I kind of wanted to see more of his
Yep.
character. Especially since Jon Favreau was voicing him. I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that was kind of a waste of a character. That's really all of the main players of the movie. Like I said, the cast is good. The characters range from...
Wait,
Well,
we
sorry.
forgot about one character that they brought back.
Oh, yeah. I don't know
who
the actor who
should
played
be
him.
dead.
Yeah, let's point it out real quick. Go.
They bring back Darth Maul.
Yeah, I have no idea why they did that. I do not follow the Clone Wars. I know they brought him back in the Clone Wars, but really...
That was an animated series.
I know, but it's canon to the main series, so that's why they did it. people were confused when this scene happened. It was like, why is Darth Maul back? I want to point out, Darth Maul was a great villain and probably one of the only highlights in The Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
But he got cut in half.
I know. And he was falling down an abyss, so he should be dead.
But then again, Palpatine came back in Rise of Skywalker, so I guess anything is possible.
With how fast he would have fallen,
yeah,
no remains of his body should have been found.
Yeah. That's a good point. I don't know why they brought him back. Clearly,
Solo Palpatine should be dead.
I know.
But we'll get to that in another review.
We'll get to that in that review, yeah. Star Wars has this bad habit of bringing people back that probably they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Tarkin didn't die. He's just the actor who played him. Oh, no, he did die. The Death Star blew up and he was killed on it.
Yeah.
That's right. So technically they brought back...
the Death Star 2.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Death Star 2. Tarkin, Palpatine, and Maul were all brought back in kind of stupid ways. Where it's like, why did we need their characters again?
Yeah, but Tarkin didn't even die.
He didn't?
Well, Tarkin died in A New Hope,
right.
But Rogue One took place before that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But his character did die eventually.
Yeah. So,
okay, so I guess
could
that
care
doesn't
less
really
if he brought him back.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But that was, that was in our Rogue One review. But, I don't know. We're getting off topic.
Yes,
it's just,
we are.
They've brought 3 characters back in some way, and I just feel like we've been scratching our heads about all 3.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why?
Why not? Heck, why not bring General Grievous back, or Count Dooku?
Count Dooku wasn't great. Grievous, I thought, was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they brought Grievous back, I would have been behind that completely, because at least it would have been a little bit more believable. Bringing Maul back, it's like...
Or bring Padme back.
No! Bite your tongue! No. Thank you, no.
Really? You didn't like her?
I like Natalie Portman as an actress, but oh my god, her character of Padme, ugh. God. She had no she had about the chemistry... Or the bandwidth chemistry, or the chemistry bandwidth of like a carrot.
I mean, I'll admit I didn't like her in Revenge of the Sith. I'll admit that.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't like her character like just at all. She was terrible in Revenge of the Sith, but I just didn't see the point. She was so bland. Anyways, cinematography wise, this film has a lot of browns, a lot of dark tones to it. I wouldn't say it's as colorful as say Rogue One.
No.
I don't think it's as good looking as Rogue One. I might even say this is on the lower end of cinematography when it comes to Star Wars films.
Yeah.
It's very standard. It's very, like, non-boundary pushing, and there was nothing that really stood out to me. It was fine, but I felt like, again, it was just a lot of really dark and dimly lit areas.
Yeah.
Didn't do a whole lot for me. I'm trying to remember. I don't want to discredit the cinematographer, but it just didn't stand out to me. And the cinematography was by... Bradford Young. I'm curious as to what else he did cinematography for. He did Arrival. Denis Villeneuve's Arrival, which I thought the cinematography in that was excellent. It was so good. I'm running out of words. It was so good.
Yeah.
He did Arrival. He did A Most Violent Year and Pawn Sacrifice. Haven't seen either of those. Selma, great shot film, very well shot. And then a bunch of... no, that's really all he's done. So, he has less experience as a cinematographer as, say, the other Star Wars cinematographers. Yeah. Makes sense, but he also might have been a frequent collaborator of Ron Howard. So, it's fine. I just would have liked a little bit more pop to the visuals in this movie.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But as it stands, it was fine, and it wasn't distractingly bad like in other movies, of this genre. So that's the cinematography. I don't know if you have anything else to say about that before we move on to the musical score.
No.
Nothing? You're just like, no, let's just move on.
We've been way off topic so far this review.
We have, yeah. We apologize for that. Sorry. Yeah. It's just a lot of thoughts about this movie, or around this movie.
Just wait till our Rise of Skywalker review.
It's going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, but it's going to be, like, totally unstructured.
Oh,
yeah. John Powell did the musical score for this film. It feels like a Star Wars score, but it definitely doesn't feel nearly as strong as the score for Rogue One.
Yeah. Or
the score for any of the main Star Wars movies. This is probably my least favorite Star Wars score.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't stand out. John Williams didn't have any hand in the score for this.
Nope.
John Powell's a solid composer, but I don't really know what he's done. I'm trying to think. It doesn't even say what he's done. That's weird. None of his projects or his movies that he scored. That's strange. Normally comes up with. So maybe he's a newer composer, but it just didn't stand out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you already said, we've gotten off topic way too much. We're just gonna score this
Way
thing.
off.
Way off. Yeah, I'm gonna give Solo a 6 out of 10. I think it's one of my least favorite Star Wars movies, but I think it's better than the prequels, and I think it's probably better than. Oh God. No, I think it's better than the prequels. I would probably put it as my 4th least favorite because all the other films are just.
Wow.
It's hard to say because I find it very much in the middle, but
Yeah.
again, there were things about it that just didn't really blow me away like I was hoping it would.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't underwhelming like I thought it would be because of all the people saying, "Oh, this is gonna suck."
Yeah.
What's your score?
I too as well will put it as one of the lower Star Wars movies and would give it a 6.
Give it a 6. Well,
Yep.
that worked out well then. 6 out of 10 from me. 6 out of 10 from Jake.
Yep.
I think we would both recommend this movie, but just go into it knowing it's not going to be the best.
Yeah.
And maybe if you go into it with lowered expectations, you'll enjoy the film more.
Yep.
So that's about it. Unstructured as this review was, there's our thoughts on Solo: A Star Wars Story. We'll be back very soon to talk about another movie. I'll have to figure out which one that will be. That may be The Rise of Skywalker, our next review.
Yep.
Hopefully something before that, because that's it's not coming out till the end of March.
Yeah.
So we'll find something else. Maybe even review the Zombieland double feature. So that might be fun. Well, I think that'll be our next review, as long as we can find the time.
Yeah.
So with that said, because I'm out of breath and it sounds like you're done.
Yeah.
We'll
Didn't
talk
have
to
much
you.
to say about this movie.
It's kind of one of those movies where
Yeah.
it's just like it didn't really like even people who liked it's just like yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Some movies evoke like this. Oh my God! Some
Yeah.
movies evoke this. And this one was just very much in the middle. It was like
And some movies provoke this like, holy crap, that was amazing.
yes, that's true. Yeah. Solo: A Star Wars Story. See it if you want or don't, and we'll talk to you in our next review. Hopefully very soon.
Alrighty, cool.
All right. Take care, guys.
See ya.